Our other top story tonight, the fate of increased $2,000 stimulus checks up in the air this evening, and the bargaining on Capitol Hill is heating up.
President Trump and Democrats are trying to boost those payments, but Republican Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell today blocked those attempts, and now he's offering up a new deal of his own. These checks are just one piece of the $900 billion COVID relief bill, helping millions of people, small businesses, help for the airline industry, vaccine distributions, and more.
Tonight, we are taking a deeper look at 6 parts of the legislation, breaking down the amount and what exactly it means for you. We begin with the stimulus checks and developments on Capitol Hill on the push to increase them and how soon the already approved $600 checks could arrive in your bank account. News Nation correspondent Joe Khalil is live for us in Washington, D.C. tonight with the latest details. Joe.
Yeah, Marnie, so if people are waiting for that $600 check, good news, because Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin said that the first round of those are going to go out tonight. So if you have direct deposit, you could see that in your bank account very soon, and then they're going to be mailed out tomorrow. But if you are one of those people waiting for potentially a $2,000 check, it is much less likely, frankly, tonight that Congress is going to be able to deliver that. The reason is, as you mentioned, Senator McConnell introduced now a new bill that would not be a $2,000 stimulus vote up or down. Instead, there are measures that are added in that, frankly, he knew Democrats were not going to be able to support. Democrat leader Chuck Schumer has said as much, that they're not going to be able to support it. So on the path to that $2,000 stimulus check, another serious roadblock.
Senate Republicans join with the rest of America in supporting $2,000 checks.
$2,000 stimulus checks are still in limbo. Tuesday morning, Republican Senate Leader Mitch McConnell blocked the latest attempt by Democrats to pass it.
Is there objection to the modification?
Object.
Objection is heard.
But Democrats and an unlikely ally, President Trump, are both turning up the pressure on Senate Republicans to support bigger checks. Senator Bernie Sanders tells News Nation he thinks it's working.
There's a lot of desperation out there, and I think the word is coming here to the Senate that you cannot turn your backs on working people.
But Tuesday evening, a new roadblock. McConnell introduced an entirely new bill that would increase stimulus checks to $2,000, but it also repeals Section 230, a law that shields social media companies from some lawsuits. And it creates a commission to study voter fraud.
Those are the 3 important subjects the president has linked together. This week, the Senate will begin a process to bring these 3 priorities into focus.
Democrats say the 2 additions are potential poison pills that could kill higher stimulus checks altogether.
Look, the House passed the clean bill. That's what the American people want us to do, not to put in poison pills, not to muddy the water.
But before McConnell's new bill, the list of Republican senators in favor of a $2,000 stimulus check was growing. It included Georgia Senators David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler, both in races to keep their Senate seats, as well as Nebraska Senator Deb Fischer, Florida Senator Marco Rubio, and Missouri Senator Josh Hawley. So we mentioned senators on the Republican side growing in their support for $2,000 stimulus checks. President Trump was putting a lot of pressure on them on Twitter, but he was also tweeting about wanting to repeal Section 230 and also talking about voter fraud. So essentially, McConnell with this bill appeases the president, may just get the president off Senate Republicans' backs, and also at the same time potentially delay a $2,000 stimulus check. It's not impossible, but certainly more unlikely now that we've seen this new legislation. Reporting live tonight at the Capitol, Joe Khalil, News Nation.
Joe, thank you very much.